Hello, America. Dave Hodges here, host of The Common Sense Show. We are the show that is freeing America one enslaved mind at a time. Thank you so much for joining us. It's really good to be with you. We have a great sponsor, and it's one that you're going to want to think about doing. We go into war, everything gets rationed, and we're close to war. You'll see that in this report. And not only that, the central bank digital currency, FedNow is coming first, that's coming later. You lose all economic freedom. You need to be outside the system is what I'm telling you. And Noble Gold can get you outside the system. Dodd-Frank law, please keep this in mind as the overarching threat. Dodd-Frank 2010, the banks can take your money. They own it when you put it into the bank. Most people don't know this. So if your retirement's connected to the bank, poof, gone. All they got to do is say, sorry, it's ours. Thank you for banking with us. So what can you do? You can convert your retirement to a Noble Gold IRA or 401k. You control it, and it's backed by the most reliable source in all of human history, gold. Gold was number one last year in investments. It's continuing to be that way this year. Now, when you do a conversion, Noble Gold will send you one of these beautiful 5-ounce American Silver Eagle coins as a way of saying thank you. They can do the same thing with your bank account. Right now, you need to be outside the system. Let me send you an information packet electronically that will tell you exactly how you can accomplish this. Noble Gold's number will be included, then you can call them after you review the information. Go to DaveHodgesGold.com. That's DaveHodgesGold.com. Germany is begging Ukraine not to attack Moscow. Begging. If they attack Moscow, or if they attack deep in Russia, Russia is going to have all hell break loose. And the thinking is this: they will unleash Belarus, who they've moved tactical nukes to, and they will attack Poland and Germany, and very possibly the UK. Russia hates the UK. That will trigger World War III. This is a catastrophe beyond comprehension. What Germany has said is, please defend your own borders vigorously, but do not attack Russia. NATO is beginning to blink, and I told you this was going to happen. Europe is incredibly soft. They're weak. They have corrupt, immoral, and often satanic leadership. And should it be any wonder that all these leaders care about is furthering their agenda, and they're not willing to go to war to protect Ukraine? Now, Biden said, we're going to do everything we have to do to protect Ukraine. Germany was repeating that mantra. They are no longer. Now, let's say that Germany hits the chicken switch, which I think they already have. What will that mean for you? What that'll mean for you? Higher taxes and more military equipment to Ukraine. Military readiness. You can tell things are ready to hit the fan, because military readiness will go to unbelievable levels. You're saying, could it be that bad? Oh, yeah. We will ration everything. This is why we say food, water, guns, gold, ammo, natural medicine, and tools. Let me go through this very quickly. Food and water, self-explanatory. If the grid comes down in preparation for war and fifth column forces coming through our border, now take down our grid. 8 Spetsnaz can take down a grid the size of the city of Phoenix, which is about 4 million people with its metropolitan areas. Do you realize that? Yeah, are you prepared to get your own water? So we tell you need water filters. Food. Well, food's going to get rationed for the troops. And you think we're seeing sabotage now on the railways? You ain't seen nothing yet. These fifth column forces will increase their role exponentially. We will see a Tet offensive of terrorism against the United States. Getting food will be problematic. Do you want to trust Biden to stand in his breadlines? That's why we tell you better have storable food. Okay, now, what about guns and ammo? Why do I bring that up? Because I have a reputation for being nonviolent and finding political and rational decisions to solve our problems. The reality is this, is that there are people that will not prepare, and they will forcibly come to your home to take what they need. That's why you need the guns and ammo for self-protection. And then what about gold? Well, you think the economy is going to survive this? The economy is on the verge of collapse right now. We're going to cover some things today that'll make that very clear. What's going on with Charles Schwab and First Republic Bank? Whoa, baby, this is bad. We'll cover that later in the day. But if you have gold and silver and other precious metals, you're outside the system. So this is why we tell you need gold and silver. What about tools? You're not going to be able to call the repairman in all likelihood if we're in crisis. You got to fix things yourself. Food, water, guns, gold, ammo, natural medicine. Stuff ain't going to be coming out of China. No antibiotics. You right now are challenged with finding natural solutions to chronic health problems for which you rely on medication. You're saying, you can do some research. And by the way, these exist. Natural medicine is I think better than pharmacology because you don't have the side effects. It's not synthesized. So you can do this, but you better do it now because I'm talking immediately. Could be a month. I don't know that we have 6 months. I don't know. I don't put time frames on things very often. But what I'm telling you right now is this is enough of a crisis that could be triggered by factors beyond our control here in America that could definitely come to roost with you and threaten the very lives of your family. This is why we go for noble gold. Get outside the system. Please heed my warning. Please. The Bible says if we enter the end days, and a lot of people say, we're already there. No, we're not. No, we're not. The things have not happened trigger-wise. Okay, there hasn't been a near massive catastrophe war and the Antichrist appears and solves it. And then we have 3.5 years of relative peace, but crackdowns, and then 3.5 years of literal hell, where the Bible says that no flesh would be left alive if Jesus didn't come back for the second time. We're not there. And people that tell you we're there are full of crap. Because there's certain key markers that have to be fulfilled. I just mentioned a couple of them. So, in the meantime, you are commanded to take care of yourself. In a sense, God helps those that help themselves. So, I say find your solace in the Lord, but you better start prepping. The normal means of support are going to disappear. And that's the danger here with Ukraine becoming aggressive. The implications will come right back to you, and you think, that's that problem over there. And I'm telling you right now, 60% of America is so stupid. They're so ignorant about current events and the implications of political decisions that they'll think because it's over there, it can't affect you here. And I'm being very serious. I get people tell me this. Why do you worry about Ukraine, Dave? That's over there. We got our life here. I have people say this to me. And I just shake my head, and I just said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they think. Ladies and gentlemen, imploring you, get to work. We also tell people here, you can help us in 2 ways. Not everyone's going to start a podcast, nor do they want to, nor do some people feel they have the ability to do it. Not everyone's going to write articles. Not everyone's going to run for office. But here's what you can do. We got 60% of the country that's dumber than a box of rocks by choice. They just don't want to be involved. And it's easier just to live your life and tune everything out. Just leave me alone. I won't say anything. I don't care what kind of government we have. Just please let me live my life. Let me watch my NFL football and eat my popcorn in front of the movie. Okay? That's what they want. And there's a time when that's not going to be available. And there's going to be a time when survival enters into the issue. So we tell people, you want to stop this from happening? You want America to rise up? Then start sharing these videos and other pieces of information from other sources far and wide. And don't share them to, hey, Uncle Bill really like this, man. He's into this. No, you need to go to Aunt Sally, who thinks this is full of crap, and just say, hey, I think you just ought to take a look. Okay, no harm, no foul. Let's move on and see you at dinner next week. And don't beat them over the head. But I'll tell you this, most people, when it comes to this topic, and that 60%, they need multiple exposures, and they need to see how it's going to affect them. So you got to choose your audience widely when you're trying to be a missionary of the truth and getting people prepped so they can rise up to take our country back. I mean, we could stop this whole Ukraine thing ourselves. We could say, Zelensky, you're going to stop fighting and you're going to negotiate. Putin, you don't want a nuclear war with us. You're going to negotiate. We could do that. Oh, we won't, though. We'll cover that in the next video. There is someone waiting in the wings to do that for us. But we could do that. We could reestablish world dominance, but that's not what Biden's mission is. His mission is to bring this country down. So what you have to do is survive to get beyond it. Wake the people up. Send people information that fits their situation. If they're a banker, they're already crapping their pants today. But reinforce it. Then all of a sudden they go, whoa. You know what I had a legislator tell me yesterday? I had a legislator use the phrase, the New World Order. And my advice to that person, who's, by the way, very intelligent and a very good person trying to do the right things for people. And my advice to that person was this: don't use terms like New World Order. Speak to people in terms that won't raise the red flags of conspiracy theorists. Since 1967, in counter to the conspiracy theories that arose out of the Kennedy assassination, the CIA said, there is no such thing as a conspiracy. Only mentally ill kooks or people looking for attention would ever come up with such a thing. And there was their way of labeling dissent against the public, against the prevailing opinion. And you don't want to be on that side of things. Today, we've taken it to the level of cancel culture. Now, if you say the wrong thing, hey, we'll just take away your life. We will strip you of everything. See, if they murdered people and put them in camps like Hitler did, America would probably rise up. They don't want that. So they just say, well, we can accomplish our goals. We don't have to kill you. We'll just take away your life. You'll starve to death. We don't care. And so what we are faced with right now is getting people to wake up so they prep and don't riot. And so that they will rise up collectively and in a political and moral manner and take our country back. If we had overwhelming numbers, this crap would stop yesterday. And that's our mission. We have to wake people up. But make what you send to people to be at their level. And show them the cost of indifference. There's no one out there that's going to save anybody. And I'm talking about in this present situation. Yes, Jesus saves. But I'm talking about how you face the challenges tomorrow. And you can ask for the protection of the Lord, but He's going to expect you to respond responsibly. Responsible people right now will try to wake up that 60%. The Democrats pull money from all kinds of sources. Legal, illegal, illicit, foreign, corporate. And they buy name recognition. In other words, you see this leftist, socialist, communist candidate a lot more than you see the America First. And for that 60%, they'll vote on name recognition because they don't know squat from Shinola. And so they'll choose the name recognition person. And that's how you get these bozos in office. They buy name recognition. You're countering that by sending out information to your contact list. But you have to be tough enough to weather the storm of rejection. Some of the rejection will just be over the idea and you just laugh it off and go, okay, and then you send them something else. Or some people will terminate your relationship. I had a dear friend, Mark, and we did everything together. Best of friends. And then he married someone who was the consummate ultra-liberal. And you know where that put our friendship? Where he won't even return a text message from me now. You have to be prepared for some of that. And you say, well, Dave, that's a steep price. Yeah. So is communist subjugation, World War III, and death. These are the choices you need to start making. Yes, I'm giving you a pep talk. You can tell I was a coach by trade. That's it for the Common Sense Show. Please share this far and wide. Thumbs up, like us. Make sure you are prepped, and make sure that you join us at thecommonsenseshow.tv. We just produced, Stephen Van Noon and I just produced an hour and 40-minute show. We don't typically go that long. It's 45 minutes to an hour typically. But we have in-depth documentaries. And we could have gone on for 3 hours. And we interviewed each other and airing both on each other's stuff. And we talked about basically Chinese dominance, how we've totally have already lost our country, and the steps we need to take it back. We are keeping people one step ahead of the burning bridge because of our expert yes. You can't afford to be without this, because I don't see very many places where you can go and you might get the news, but you won't get it in a way we're giving it to you with experts that have real live intelligence or military experience in things like regime change. You really need to grasp this now and jump on this as I speak. Now you're saying, well, Dave, we're just trying to make money. Oh, no. We're charging enough to pay bandwidth. We don't want to go broke on this, but we're not looking at this as a money-making venture. We're looking at this as a Save America venture to wake people the hell up, and so they can survive until we can grow our numbers enough to take our country back. And hopefully it's soon enough to avert World War III, which Biden desperately wants. He desperately wants this. He has blocked 2 peace treaty agreements, ceasefire agreements, and that's according to former Israeli Prime Minister Bennett. He has said so. He said it on YouTube. And he talked about how Biden blocked it. He told Ukraine, okay, you can go into these peace discussions, but if you have anything that comes out of this that slows down what's going on, we'll cut you off, and then you'll be at Putin's disposal. That's how they've kept the war going. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in big trouble. When we take a look at Poland and Germany on the chopping block with nuclear weapons, with UK as a probable site, and they may even decide to hit New York and Washington like, screw with us, we're going to screw with you. This is serious as hell. One nuke would set off a global famine. Oh, have you read the articles? You should. Jeffrey Nyquist, who we're going to get back on the show again. Jeff Nyquist, expert on China, expert on Russia, expert on their goals, expert on communist collusion between nations. Yeah, they're all in it together, folks. And they want you. They want what you have, and they're not going to share. We'll see you back here next time. Make sure you sign up for thecommonsenseshow.tv. We'll see you in the next video. And I'll take compliments this one very closely.